Breaking news, Habs Nation. Arber Xhekaj is currently facing a challenging start to the season with the Montreal Canadiens, raising concerns about his role and future within the organization. Despite an impressive training camp, Xhekaj's on-ice performance has been shaky, and his tendency to take undisciplined penalties has put his position at risk. His style of play, which once made him a fan favorite, now seems to be causing more harm than good, leading to decreased ice time and growing frustration among coaches and fans alike. The growing criticism around Xhekaj's play has sparked serious conversations about his future with the team. A striking commentary from TVA sports journalist Jean-Charles Lajoie titled, "The future of Arber Xhekaj is no longer in Montreal," has added fuel to the fire, suggesting that Xhekaj's days with the Canadiens could be numbered. Lajoie points out that while Xhekaj's aggressive playstyle earned him attention early on, it has become a liability for the Canadiens, particularly when his lack of discipline leads to costly penalties. Lajoie writes, "Clearly, he hasn't had the start of the season he was hoping for. Why? Obviously, primarily due to his own mistakes, but it would be simplistic to blame it all on him." He adds, "I like Arber a lot, but I am convinced that he is not in the organization's medium-term plans." These remarks highlight a growing sentiment that Xhekaj's struggles may have deeper implications, especially as the Canadiens continue to develop their young core on defense. One of the key issues seems to be the internal competition within the Canadiens' blue line. With talented players like Caden Gull, David Savard, and the offensive-minded Lane Hutson thriving, Xhekaj finds himself competing for ice time with several younger, promising players such as Justin Barron and Logan Mailloux. The expectations from head coach Martin St. Louis and defense coach Stefan Rabitas have put pressure on Xhekaj to refine his defensive game, but this shift in focus may have come at the cost of his natural, more offensive instincts. At just 23 years old, Xhekaj is still young, but in a team stacked with defensive talent, every mistake is magnified. Xhekaj's lack of production this season, 0 points in 5 games with a -4 rating, has only added to the scrutiny. But beyond the statistics, the 6 feet 4 inches, 240-pound defenseman is known for his physicality and willingness to stand up for his teammates, qualities that don't always show up on the scoresheet but are valued in a league where toughness still matters. Despite this, the question remains whether Xhekaj's physical presence is enough to keep him in Montreal when the team is focused on developing a well-rounded and disciplined defensive core. The potential for a trade is becoming more plausible as the season progresses. Kent Hughes, the Canadiens' general manager, has been known to make bold moves, and if the right offer comes along, Xhekaj could find himself on the trading block. With other teams potentially interested in his rugged style of play, the Canadiens may decide that moving on from Xhekaj could benefit both parties. Ultimately, Xhekaj's ability to adapt and regain his confidence will determine his future with the team. He still has time to prove his worth, but the window may be closing quickly. If Xhekaj can't turn things around, Kent Hughes may have no choice but to explore trade options, especially with the depth of defensive talent rising in Montreal. Go Habs!